customer of mine today was getting some shiitake and some oyster mushrooms from me and asked me what made me want to grow mushrooms. And the best response I can give to that is number one, cultivation, whether it's gardening or growing fungus or, pruning trees, you know, any kind of cultivation or anything to get you outside to enjoy nature is exactly why I do this. This is like your direct link to the Creator, is interacting with the things that He left here for us. And also, you know, America is now waking up to the benefits of fungus. Reishi, turkey tail, lion's mane, shiitake's got a lot of benefits, man. Maitake has got an insane amount of health benefits. All mushrooms that are edible are, going to contain polysaccharides, and they're all going to have compounds that are going to be beneficial to your health and wellness. So not only is it therapeutic, and it's good for your mind, good for your body, good for your soul, a connection to the gods, it's also good for your health. Good for maintaining a healthy diet, and it's a way to offset the cost. Oh my God, the cost of fresh food is just insane. And, most of us, even if we can't afford it, could really use that money towards something else. Anybody, I don't care if you make $50,000 a year or $100,000 a year, $500,000 a year. Anyone can benefit from growing their own food. Because number one, you know where it came from and how it was grown. You know that it's not saturated in heavy metals or microplastics. You know that it's going to be good for you. Where oftentimes some of the things that you buy, not saying where they come from, just some of the things you buy and ingest, as many of us know, are really not so good for you. You know, fresh food is always going to be better for you than anything else. And the taste. Enoki mushrooms make the absolute best soups. Shiitake, I don't think there's a better mushroom to eat with a steak. Maybe pia pino. Agrosopia agarita is among my favorites to slice up and saute with a steak. But, I mean, it's vast. Maitake, the fronds, the individual fronds, battered and fried, good Lord. You won't convince me that there's anything that tastes better than that, I don't think. And you look at what these things cost in the store, and it's crazy. It's a ridiculous price. I've always sold the mushrooms that I grow for far less than what anybody else is. Just because, the minute that you start taking away people's ability to keep themselves healthy is the minute they'll go spend their money somewhere else. So if you would like to stay in business, or if you would like to just make enough money to fund your hobby, you got to give people a reason to come to you. And as we know, it's mushroom season, it's foraging season. How do you get people that forage to come by your shiitake instead of going out in the woods and picking maitake right now? Well, you make it a good deal. And let's just be honest, I can make a shiitake block that'll grow 2 pounds the first flush and a pound for 2 more flushes. And I can probably make that block, because I do my own culture work, probably make that block for $1. Maybe with the bag, maybe $1.80. Sometimes the bags can be a little pricey. Just depends on how many you buy at a time, but no more than $2. Oftentimes you look online, shiitake, you're going for $20, $30 a pound. Buying in wholesale, bulk, you might get them for $10 or $14 a pound if you're lucky, if you're buying a bunch. Well, I can create that block that'll grow 4 pounds total for less than $2. So why on earth would I charge anybody, you know, $20 a pound? That to me seems ridiculous. When you think about it, the flats you get at the grocery store are often 4 ounces. 4 ounces. And what do you pay for those? You know, that's crazy. People are struggling enough the way it is. Why not do your community a service? Learn to grow some mushrooms, something that's healthy for them. You know, something that they can use and teach their kids about. You know, how do you learn how to identify a mushroom? Eat it. You know, the best way to learn to identify shiitake or oyster mushrooms or lion's mane is to grow it and eat it. When you've seen 1,000 of them, you're not likely to mistake that in the wild. And the wild ones, that's where you get the most difference in genetics. So cloning a wild mushroom, growing it out and collecting its spores, and then crossing that to a similar strain can create some stuff that you just can't buy other places. You know, there's such a vast world of fungi, and you can learn so much, not just about fungi, but many of them things apply to other things. You know, you learn to culture fungi, well, you're using all the same methods to do plant tissue culture. It's just a different recipe. Many of the methods run the same. I started in plant tissue culture and then moved on to culturing fungi. And, you know, the benefit of that is I can take one mushroom and grow 10,000 pounds. I can take one plant and make 1,000 of them. That eliminates the need to spend a bunch of money to fill your yard full of pretty flowers and, you know, grow a big garden. You know, and then you go on to like the art of saving seeds, you know, stratification, you know, things like that. And, you know, you eventually get to a point where you can pretty much grow all the food you need for the whole year. All you need is maybe a dehydrator and a pressure canner, and you really just don't need the store. Some things, yeah. But for the most part, in a time that many people are struggling, regardless of how much you make, you can never go wrong by growing your own food. You can never go wrong by buying locally if it's a fair price. And you can never go wrong by helping your community. So, that is the answer to that question. Why do I grow fungus? Why do I grow a garden? Why do I like to clone trees? You know, why do I like to do many of the things that I do? Sorry, the light went out. I hate motion censored lights. But yeah, I mean, that's just something to ask yourself. You know, wouldn't you like to have 100 fruit trees on your property? If you don't have much space, wouldn't it be nice to grow an apple tree in a 5-gallon bucket and, you know, harvest a few apples a couple times a year? How about lemons? You know, how about peaches? How about man, there's so much. And again, I have never found myself closer to the Creator. You know, whether you be a Christian or a Catholic or Jewish or, you know, Hindu or Buddhist or pagan or whatever, it doesn't matter. All paths lead to God. Doesn't matter the stigma of one religion not liking the other. That saddens me, because all religions are spiritual and all religions lead to God. Even if you don't have a religion, connecting with the earth will bring you peace. Anyways, guys, have a great night.